the woman finally regained her sight. But before she could tell her husband, she found a pregnancy test stick in the bathroom. She had clearly never used it. Uneasy, she went to the living room and was shocked to discover her husband and the scheming woman were having an affair. From their expressions and actions, the woman guessed that the scheming woman had likely been hidden in the man's house all this time. It was clear that the pregnancy test stick had been used by the scheming woman. The woman recalled her husband's promise not to let her experience the pain of childbirth. She had assumed he was overly concerned about her. It turned out that another woman had simply given birth to his child. The arrogant and domineering scheming woman, still assuming she couldn't see, provoked her as before. Little did she know, she already had a knife in her hand. Fortunately, the good man showed up just in time. Using the excuse of being tired from work, he carried the scheming woman to another room to chat. Watching them leave, the woman felt as if she'd been stabbed in the heart. She took a hammer to the wedding photo and smashed it, once cherished. The woman knew the man had always loved her, but her blindness had made life boring for him. So, he hooked up with his secretary and brought her home. But betrayal is betrayal. To get away from this scumbag, the woman called her mother and said she would return to inherit the family business in 7 days once her visa was approved. She and the scumbag would never see each other again. She thought she could endure it for another 7 days, but that night, the scheming woman, taking advantage of her blindness, went straight to the scumbag's bedroom. She watched as her husband openly kept his secretary. The woman felt heartbroken, but the scumbag still loved her. The next morning, she made her favorite breakfast. The jealous woman immediately came running over. The woman suppressed her anger and didn't expose the two. Shortly after the scumbag left, the scumbag received a nude photo of her. Unable to contain himself, he immediately claimed he had an urgent meeting at the company and needed to attend. Before leaving, he kissed the woman on the forehead and rushed to the other room, unaware that his lies had already been exposed. She wiped off the scumbag's disgusting saliva and looked at the date on the calendar. In 5 days, she could leave this disgusting place forever. That evening, the woman went outside and burned everything connected to the scumbag. Just then, the scumbag returned home and scolded her. Why did she come out alone? The woman said she was a little scared staying in the house alone. The scumbag noticed she was burning something. To avoid being caught, she lied and said it was some useless stuff. The scumbag didn't suspect anything. Seeing his wife was a little cold, he heartbrokenly picked her up and prepared to go back to her room. But as soon as he reached the living room, he noticed several large cardboard boxes. Curiously, he asked his wife what was inside. The woman said she had the nanny do a thorough cleaning of the house. The boxes were filled with useless old stuff. The scumbag didn't doubt her words, but he didn't know that they were her luggage. Then the scumbag's phone started ringing again. The woman knew it was the scheming woman calling. To satisfy both of them, she immediately broke free from the scumbag's arms, telling him to go take care of something. That's all. Watching the scumbag answer the call from the scheming woman, the woman no longer felt any reluctance. Time flew by, and soon it was the day the woman was leaving. She could finally say goodbye to the scumbag. The woman happily called her mother, who was also delighted. She said she had prepared her daughter's favorite dishes for her return. The scumbag happened to overhear this conversation, and fearfully asked where the woman was going. To ensure a smooth departure, the woman lied that a friend was going home for the holidays. Hearing this, the scumbag finally felt relieved. Although he and the scheming woman had a child, the woman's place in his heart was irreplaceable. This was why he had never agreed to marry her. Coincidentally, today was their 5th wedding anniversary. The scumbag prepared a table full of delicious dishes, sure planned to spend the anniversary with his wife. However, the restless, scheming woman called the woman directly and provocatively claimed that she only needed one call to get the scumbag to her side. In response to the scumbag's question, the woman lied that it was just a sales call, wanting to spend one last anniversary with him before leaving. Unexpectedly, the next moment, the scumbag received a text from the scheming woman, asking him to spend time with her. However, he only wanted to be with his wife today and ignored her request. He was planning to spend the anniversary with his wife properly, but unexpectedly, the scheming woman's texts kept coming. Annoyed by her, the scumbag picked up his phone, walked over, and called her, saying he was busy today and would go to spend time with her another time. However, the scheming woman lied and said she had been in a car accident. Trouble. He told the scumbag to hurry and stay with her. He panicked, saying he'd be there right away. He then lied to the woman, saying there was an urgent matter at work and he needed to go. The woman made a final plea, asking him to finish his meal before leaving. But the anxious scumbag said they could eat next time, saying there was plenty of time later. But the woman persisted. Just as the scumbag hesitated, the scheming woman texted again, saying the doctor said if he didn't get there within half an hour, the baby would be lost. Hearing this, the scumbag flatly refused. The woman then stopped him and asked him to sign a document before leaving. He thought it was a shopping list, so anxious to leave, he signed without even glancing. Then he turned and left without looking back. Little did he know he was signing a divorce agreement. The woman packed her bags and left the house forever. Meanwhile, the scumbag arrived at the hospital only to discover that the scheming woman had only suffered a minor cut. He, with a distressed look, urged her to be more careful next time. The woman's attending physician, upon seeing the scumbag arrive at the hospital, questioned if there was something wrong with her eyes again. The man sensed something was wrong from the doctor's words. The doctor then explained that the woman's vision had returned 7 days ago, and that she wanted to tell the scumbag the good news in person. Hearing his wife's sight had returned, the scumbag was overjoyed. overjoyed. He immediately abandoned the scheming woman and rushed home. But before he had gotten far, he encountered a terrifying discovery. His wife had long since discovered his relationship with the scheming woman. At that moment, the scumbag felt as if all his strength had drained from his body, his heart filled with panic.